Hey, what's up there, YouTubers? It's me again, Brian, aka Gamer 55551, and excuse me, and I am back with a review slash thought video, and this is going to be a double review slash thought video where I take a look at Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which I came back from the movies, came out from the theaters and saw, and also my thoughts on season 2 of Paramount Plus's Halo. And for parents out there, it's worth pointing out that Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is rated PG-13 here in the US, and Halo Season 2 is rated TV-14 here in the US. So for this one, we'll start off first with Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Now, obviously, the original Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, I believe back in I think it was either the 60s or the 70s, is considered a classic among a lot of folks, though, especially starring the late Charlton Heston. But since then, we've had some attempts at reboots and remakes. I think it was in 2001, there was one done by Tim Burton, which, although did well, I think at the box office, it wasn't exactly, I would say, hugely well received or anything like that. And then in 2011, we got another reboot under the name Rise of the Planet of the Apes. And this would start off with a brand new trilogy and a different take on the whole Planet of the Apes movies. This would later follow up with Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and War of the Planet of the Apes and all. So now another entry, a fourth or a new set of trilogy called Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, a trilogy that takes place generations after the events of War of the Planet of the Apes, with a different setting in which how humans and apes are in this world and everything like that. And after coming back and seeing this movie, I would say I definitely really enjoyed this one. It is definitely one I would recommend if you have time to go see it in the theaters and everything like that. So I'm going to break it down into what I like and what I didn't like. Mixed, I'm not 100% sure about though. In terms of what I like and everything, I definitely like the story and the setting for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I definitely like the idea where now you're seeing some of the ape society and everything like that, and the tribes, and basically how the apes live and work and everything like that, and seeing how humanity, because of the virus that first appeared after the events of Rise of the Planet of the Apes, how it has sort of in a way kind of reduced humanity to a certain extent and everything like that. So the whole setting and the whole story is really done well. I think it's very well done and everything like that. The next one to talk about is one of the characters, which is Proximus Caesar. I believe played by Kevin Durand, or Durand, if I'm saying his last name correctly, though. And I will say he's a very good villain in terms of how he is portrayed or anything like that. I'm not sure I would go as far as saying he's on the same scale as, say, Kobar was in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and everything like that. But it is very interesting in terms of the society he built by capturing other ape tribes and everything like that, and his quest in terms of uncovering what is considered to be old, human technology and everything like that, to make supposedly him stronger and make sort of apes much stronger and the more dominant species over the humanity and everything like that. So it's a really neat idea of really neat how that character was portrayed and everything like that. And last but not least, one of the things I do find very interesting about this movie is the way Caesar's teaching, the main character from the last Planet of the Apes movies and all, how it's being portrayed, and you kind of see it differently with different ape tribes and everything like that. There are those who believe in the teaching, like apes don't hurt each other and everything, to basically, hurting humanity, to those who have sort of twisted his teachings in sort of a way to meet their own ends and everything like that. What I find that makes that kind of interesting, and I know this is going to be controversial to some how I see it. It's sort of like how those who have used religious figures, like particularly say those who use Jesus Christ, and sort of use it, how there are those who go follow his teachings, and those who might twist it or use it in a different way, and then claiming they're doing it in the name of Jesus or the name of God. And that's kind of how Caesar's teaching is being viewed, though. It's both viewed in both a good and in a bad way, and I like how they were able to do that in this movie and all. So it was very interesting to see how Caesar's teaching was used in a very unique way and everything like that. In terms of what I didn't like or mixed or not 100% sure about is, I will say this. The opening of the movie, what shows, basically Caesar, if you probably saw War of the Planet of the Apes, is that he basically dies at the end of that movie, though. And you see the apes doing basically what would be almost a scene that's kind of similar to what Luke Skywalker did in Star Wars Return of the Jedi, where he burns, his father, Darth Vader and everything like that. You see something kind of similar, and it goes, the whole movie then take place, generations later and everything like that. And well, I'm not completely against that. I do wish to some extent it would have been nice if it had switched instead to like Caesar's son and everything like that, and him trying to follow his father's legacy and all. And I was a little bit disappointed they didn't take that kind of approach or anything like that. That would have been nice if they had done something like that with the new entry into the Planet of the Apes reboot and all. Again, it doesn't completely ruin the film. I just am not too crazy about the direction they went when it goes like generations later and everything like that. Overall, I would say Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is definitely a good movie, and one I definitely would recommend for those who have a chance to go see it in theaters and everything like that. At its best, the story and setting is done really well. I like the villain, Proximus Caesar, if I'm saying his name correctly, though, and I like how the idea of Caesar's teaching is sometimes used both in a good and a bad way, and also it's really neat. But at its best, though, I'm not a huge fan of the idea of skipping generations later. I would have liked to have seen, Caesar's son and take over the mantle, and him dealing with certain situations. And also, I'm a little mixed on this approach and all, but in either case, I definitely enjoyed this movie, and it's definitely one I would recommend. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I did and all. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we'll get to part 2. And this one, I'm going to give my thoughts on the second season of Halo on Paramount Plus. So we'll take a quick break, and we will be right back. Okay, and we are back with part 2 of my double review of basically looking at both the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes and Halo Season 2. And so now for this one, we're going to be talking about the second season of Halo on Paramount Plus. Now, the idea of Halo being on the big screen has had sort of a interesting history. There have been attempts back and forth and so forth. I think there was one time with Neil Blomkamp and Peter Jackson, which didn't pan out, which would later turn into what will be known as District 9. Good movie. I recommend you take a look at that one, though. So the idea that Steven Spielberg's Amber Entertainment and Paramount Plus, along with Showtime, would be taking their chance with the Halo franchise, I was very curious to see how this one played out. And well, Season 1 came out, and let's just say, like Netflix's Dragon Dogma, this one definitely got a very mixed response. There are those who didn't appreciate it, but there were those who did enjoy basically what Season 1 was. So either way, no matter how you slice and dice it, Season 1 was definitely a mixed bag, although Paramount did say that the show did very well for Season 1 and everything. So with Season 2 happening, though, there was going to be a question of how this one was going to play out. And I will say, while Season 2 of Halo is not 100% perfect, I do feel that Season 2 is definitely an improvement over what Season 1 of Halo was. So, like with Kingdoms of the Planet of the Apes, I'm going to break it down into what I like and what I don't like, mixed or not 100% sure. The first one I do want to talk about is that in terms of the writing, though, I feel as though that the writing for Season 2 of Halo is definitely an improvement over Season 1. And I feel like the acting, some of the storytelling was a bit better and everything like that. It was a little bit better than how the first one was. The first one did focus on one of the characters, I think the girl, and it just felt like it just didn't make any sense for it in terms of since the series is supposed to revolve around Master Chief and everything like that. This one, definitely an improvement in some ways. We got to see, Master Chief, try to train his troops to be able to take on the Covenant and basically try to find the Halo ring and everything like that. We see a lot of, some backstabbing going on here and there. So the writing, I would say, is definitely an improvement over the first season and everything like that. And finally, I do want to point out that there are 2 episodes that I think really stood out most for me, though. The one that stood out for me was episode 4, Reach. This is when the Covenant attacks the Reach city and everything, and I definitely like how this one was done. For some reason, I feel like I'm getting somewhat of a Cloverfield vibe out of that episode, and I thought that was pretty neat how that one was portrayed out, especially when you see Master Chief without his armor taking on any of the Covenant troops and everything that have come to sort of invade the city, Reach and everything like that. And episode 8, Halo, where they are basically fighting in terms of trying to get to the Halo ring and everything like that. I think that those 2 episodes I felt really stood out the most in season 2 and everything like that. I like how those episodes were done, and if a season 3 does happen, I would like to see more of those type of episodes play out with basically I would see more of those type of episodes played out if a season 3 does happen. As far as what I didn't like or mix or not 100% sure about, there are some scenes that involve what looks like these alien zombie-like parasite creatures that they see, basically, and you do see them in episode 8 and everything. I just feel like that just seems a little bit unnecessary in my view. I just don't see what was the point of that, to be exact. I don't know why that alien zombie-like creatures that they had in there just really didn't make any sense. At least for me, it didn't make any sense and everything like that. So I just felt like it just wondering why this was in Halo Season 2 in the first place and everything. Overall, I would say Halo Season 2 is definitely, in my opinion, an improvement over the first season and everything like that. And I think that is a good thing. Is it perfect? No, it's not 100% perfect, but definitely an improvement. As I said before, at its best, I think the writing was done better, and I do think 2 of the episodes, episode 8 Halo and episode 4 Reach, I really think stood out the most. It's my view as probably the best episodes for season 2 of Halo in general. At its worst, however, I wasn't really a fan of the whole alien zombie creature thing. I just felt like it was a bit unnecessary. I don't know why it was added in there or anything, but in either case, I did come away pleased with season 2 of Halo. I would be down if a season 3 does happen. We don't know if it will or will not, though, but if it does happen, I wouldn't be against it in either way. So in either case, I would say, I know some folks might have been turned off by season 1 and maybe not want to see season 2. But if you wanted to give it another shot or anything like that, in my opinion, I think season 2 is definitely an improvement over season 1 and all. Okay, this concludes my double review for this week on Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes and season 2 of Halo. And again, these are my opinion. What are yours? What are your thoughts about Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes? Did you see the movie in theaters? Did you like how that movie was done and everything like that? Were there any characters that stood out for you the most in any way? Are you looking forward to maybe another entry if they start doing another entry and all, which I feel more than likely that will be the case? What are your thoughts about season 2 of Halo? Do you think that this is an improvement over season 1 in any way? Were there any episodes that you felt stood out the most and all? Do you agree with what I said in this video? Do you disagree? Do you have a difference of opinion? As always, sound off in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. And if you do like this video, I hope you hit the like button. I would appreciate it. And I hope you do subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you do, make sure you hit the bell icon for notifications of any new videos I put up. Also, feel free to share this video if you want to, and feel free to donate to my channel if you like. You can do it through PayPal Me, Patreon, or Steam Labs. Links will be in the description of this video, so you watch this on YouTube. And I will see you again next time when I do another video. Hopefully that'll be soon. Until then, from Southern California, I wish you all a good day then. Bye.